When they opened the time capsule on early American television episodes of the game show, the Newlywed Game,
Sure to be in Cyrus.
he is the face of it.
Yeah, the iconic game show first hit the airwaves back in '66. At the helm was a 28-year-old radio disc jockey who Sue coined the phrase, making whoopee.
Bob Eubanks was his name, and from 1968 to 1973, Eubanks and the Newlywed Game were ranked in the top 3 daytime programs, a feat duplicated by the primetime version of the same show.
That's pretty incredible double win there. So it just so happens the legendary Bob Eubanks is joining us on the sofa. Bob, when you look at those images of yourself at the age 28.
Yeah, I had hair.
Yeah, what comes to mind? I mean, at the time, did you realize you were making TV history?
No, I did not, of course. And there's all kinds of stories that we could go on forever on, but you mentioned making whoopee. They wanted me to say make love, and I wouldn't do it because I didn't think you should have to explain that to your children until you were ready to do so. So Sinatra had a hit record called Making Whoopee, and I figured, well, whoopee could be anything.
Right.
And that's how whoopee came about.
and it was just the phrase that is so synonymous with you and that show, and there were things that you weren't allowed to say, but they were okay with you saying making love or making whoopee.
Yeah, the soap operas were using make love at the time, but I just wouldn't do it because I was sitting with my daughter in a car, and the disc jockey said, hope I can say this, I always get horny when it rains.
Well, that's every hip hop song.
And it made me so mad because she said, Daddy, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah, of course.
And so it made me so angry. So I refused to say make love. And that's how it all came about.
Well, one of the other things that we found so unique and wonderful and amazing is the story of you mortgaging your home to bring the Beatles to the Hollywood Bowl in what, 1964?
64. Yeah. The regular promoter in Hollywood was used to buying Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald for $10,000. So these 4 long-haired guys wanted, $25,000. Well, heck, I didn't have 25, so my business partner and I, we mortgaged our home. I've had such a wonderful career. I've done 11 different game shows, did the Rose Parade for 28 years, and what I want to do now, at this point in my life, I want to help people. And a little later on in the show, I'll show you how
we're going to get to that. But we thought, because the game show thing used to, I'm of the age where the game show game was a big part of my TV growing up.
Yeah.
That sort of has faded a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it has.
So I thought, in interest of trying to rekindle it, we would take the Newlywed Game and play a version of the Newscaster Game. Lauren and I have been working together for a long time.
Okay.
You seem
So we're kind of like a Newlywed couple TV style,
yeah,
right?
a TV.
You say it's like your TV wife, your TV
We have the
husband.
whiteboards. If we can hit the theme music.
Da, da.
All
There
right.
it is.
Oh, there it
Do you
is?
like when you hear that sound?
No, okay. All right,
Now you
All right.
turn
I've
away
got
so
some
I
very
can't see you.
boring questions to ask you.
Yeah, okay,
here.
sure.
Let me see. Let's start with Lauren.
Okay,
No, we're going to start with Paul.
okay.
What do you think Lauren's favorite, oh my God, this is boring.
The first-
Her favorite Halloween candy.
Okay,
What do you think it's going to be?
all right.
Don't cheat.
Okay,
No, don't cheat.
okay. My answer is
Yeah, what is it?
anything in the bowl.
Oh, you guys have been talking, because she said the same thing.
Anything in the bowl, yay!
Yeah. All right.
I like to eat, Bob.
I think this is a
I like
put on.
candy.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah,
Answer this one.
all right.
Blank scares me to death.
Okay,
What do you got?
okay. Leaving the barn door open.
Oh, leaving the barn. The
Is that like
Fly.
your fly?
barn door.
When you
and
get to
she
be my
says-
age, you said sometimes forget to
What'd you say? Big words scare you?
multi-syllable words. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
I saw that.
I'm sure glad we didn't
All right,
ask
last
these
one,
questions
last
on
one.
television. All right, I got another one.
Okay.
Let me see. We got Lauren. Okay, Lauren, what food best describes your appearance when you first get to work in the morning? Man, I'd put cupcakes.
Oh.
Guess I wouldn't.
And Lauren's answer is
Yes. Mashed potatoes. What's yours?
scrambled eggs.
Oh.
Salute the shovel.
That means that you're our grand prize
You didn't
winner.
say deviled eggs, though. That's a win for me.
All right. Well, we set TV
Well,
back
Bob.
about.
God, those are boring questions.
Yeah.
Let me ask some.
All right,
No,
sure.
better not.
All right. We're going to get to the exercise equipment, and do we have we'll get to your.
I have one quick question,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory from all those years doing that?
So many wonderful things happened that I would come home and my wife would say, "Well, anything happened funny today?" I can't remember them, but I've had such a wonderful time. I really have.
How many episodes do you think when you put a
Well,
phone number?
I was very fortunate. The show, I did original programming in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and we did one after the year 2000. So I did,
Just to say.
for 5 decades, I did original programming on the format.
And
Well,
so
we're-
you're the only TV show, game show host who have had a show filmed in all 5 decades.
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
That's
Unless
incredible.
Sajak, maybe, I don't know if he's
He's getting up there.
joined me now or not.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know what he hasn't done is he hasn't joined you in the world of physical fitness. We're going to have your gizmo next, right after these short.
It's not a...
Welcome back. We are joined again by legendary Bob Eubanks and Dan Metcalfe. We're going to explain, Bob. I'll have you explain really the
Well, before we-
relationship here and,
Yeah.
and this device.
Before we get
quickly.
started, I want to tell you about him.
Okay.
This man was the lead in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Starlight Express and traveled the world. And he currently has 36 professional soccer players playing now that he trained. So
Way
he
to
knows
go,
exactly
Dan.
what he's talking about. And go, Dan.
Okay, so Bob and I have been business partners for a while, and we were down presenting a movie, and I noticed when we went to leave the movie that Bob had a hard time getting out of the chair. He was shuffling, he was looking down on the ground as he was walking, and I noticed that his body was declining a lot faster than his mind was in his ambition. So I said, Bob, come and train with me. So the first day we got to train, I got it wrong. I thought when people shuffle, you think, oh, they got to build their hip flexors, they've got to strengthen the core. It was nothing. He had a strong hip flexor power. His everything was really strong, but he didn't have a connection from his brain to feel what was happening. So there was a nervousness in there. So when people don't, when they shuffle, it's because they're scared to lift their foot off the ground for fear of falling. So we had to go back and reconnect the brain, which is called proprioceptive connection.
And so you're really working on balance and mobility and trying to make sure that you're getting that new sense as we age, right? Our brains, you say, sometimes think that we're younger than our bodies actually are working.
Right.
And we read a medical report not too long ago that says you can increase your life expectancy by as much as 8 years if you have good balance. That's
So
amazing.
let
isn't
me
it?
give you a quick little demonstration so you can feel it, because this is all about feeling. Step back off of the board, so you just
Okay.
step behind the board. Now hold on to the handles.
Okay.
And all I want you to do is bring your foot up and tap it halfway on the board, as Bob would do, behind number one, and bring it back down again. And then back and just changing the feet. So you're just a little tapping and change the feet. Good. Now as you're doing that, what I want you to do is I want you to look up. Don't look at the board, so your brain replicates where the foot's going. If you notice, the foot that stays on the ground is the one that's working, because it's
Right.
controlling your balance, not the leg that's lifting that goes in there. You're doing great and getting everything good. Now what I want you to do is step up. You guys did fantastic.
Now we're
Okay,
stepping
now
up.
step up. Put your feet on 2 and 2.
On 2 and 2.
Good. All I want you to do is just rock side to side. And you can go as slow as you want, but again, keeping those eyes up and letting the body feel the pressure points that are pushing side to side. Now find your balance in the middle. Now look down at the ground, and you'll notice how your eyes begin to evaluate what's happening rather than your brain. Now look up and notice how your brain engages straight away in feeling the pressure points. So it gets people from looking down to actually looking up and feeling their body. Hold that balance.
Oh.
Not as easy as it looks. Right, very good. Now what I want you to do is take your right foot and put it outside the yellow pole, but leave the other foot exactly where it was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now you'll
Oh,
feel
you
as
want
you...
our right foot outside the
Yeah,
yellow?
there
Okay,
you go,
sorry.
perfect.
So we're like at 1 and 3?
Good. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
or
I like
2
the
and 3.
numbers.
And you're pushing side to side, and you'll feel how your left leg has to work a little harder than your right leg. Now, Paul, get those eyes up.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
Oh, I feel like a school teacher again. Good. And now try and find your balance, and you'll notice how you have to be specifically
You have to work.
more weighted. It's a great workout. It will tighten your core. It's going to tighten up your legs, and it puts strength back in. Now, I want to do something with you guys today that we haven't done with anybody else.
We have to wrap this up pretty quick. We're getting time cues, so what do you got?
Okay. Why don't we do rock as fast as you can then on the board?
All right.
Good, as fast as you can. Go on, even faster.
Oh, boy.
Now, do you feel safe with the handles there?
Absolutely.
Good. Now, why don't we do a step back on the floor?
Skin.
Okay.
How solid does the floor feel?
Real.
Good.
After
Yeah.
that, what used to for a lot of people was
I get it.
scary.
You
Let me
created
tell
a
you-
Feel it.
situation.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I couldn't swing a golf club. I couldn't go up and down stairs. I couldn't get out of a car without help. I can now swing a golf club. I can now stand on one leg. And it all took place in 3 weeks' time.
And where do we get? Where do we find this? The 60 and up?
60, go to 60up.com and you'll find out all about it. But I've determined that I'm going to take the rest of my life and help people. This changed my life in 3 weeks. And if you have a loved one that is having problems, it's a perfect gift for them too. Go to 60up.com.
60up.com.
Thank you
Bob
for your
Eubanks,
time.
Dan Metcalfe,
Thanks so
thank
much.
you
You
so
did great.
much.
Thank you.
Great
We got a
stuff.
call. We'll have more Good Morning San Diego right after these short and important commercial words.